what can I, yeah. Right, Silks. Hello and welcome to another Retro Crazy. Yeah, I know, I seem to be doing a lot of FamiCom videos at the moment, but there's a good reason. And you're probably thinking, what the hell else can I do with a FamiCom? Well, so far we've looked at the FamiCom itself and I've fitted the AV mod, which is why this weird device is out the back. Yes, I've still got to heat shrink it, I know. And we looked at the disc system, which allows us to play discs like these. So after that we looked at the 3D system. Just a shame it didn't go quite according to plan at the very end, but hey, so what is there left to do? Well, I did say there were a huge number of things that came out in Japan that just were not available for the NES, which is what we got in Europe and the US. So what can there be left? Well, what's left is kind of a bit unbelievable in some respects, but not necessarily in others. You could take the FamiCom, plug in a cartridge, plug in another device, and turn this into a full computer. Yes, you can turn this into a computer, complete with the ability to load and save programs, everything. Yeah, don't believe it? Believe it. So let's get rid of the FamiCom, let's crack this open and see what we've got. So what's inside the box? Well, lifting the lid, we can see we've got a cartridge over this side, which says Family Basic, made in Japan, Nintendo Sharp, Hue Basic, 1984, and a backup switch, on and off positions. Interestingly, it's got a battery compartment, which currently doesn't want to open. There we go. And okay, it takes a pair of AA's. Interesting. So let's pop this to the side, and let's break out what is obviously a keyboard. And there we have it. We have a full family computer keyboard. I mean, not great. It's yeah, not great at all, but come on, turning your FamiCom, your NES, into a computer, this is a bit crazy. So let's have a look. We've got this cable, and that plugs into the front port on the FamiCom, but we also have tape ports for writing and reading. Absolutely unbelievable. There's no other ports on it, but I mean, yeah, this is just crazy. What can I, yeah, you really can't explain it any more than that. Right, well, I need to open this because obviously there is some circuitry going on inside if we've got read and write ports, and that normally means there's caps, and they're old caps, and you know I hate old caps, so they're going to be getting replaced. I'm not sure if we need to get into this, but something's going on, so I'm going to go in anyway. It's a couple of security bits which I should have, and we'll see what's going on in here as well. So let me break out the blue mat. So we're going to start with the cartridge. Seems most logical, I think, because it doesn't matter if you plug a keyboard in, it's not going to work without a cartridge. Two security bits on the back, so let's see if I've got something that fits. So it turns out that the security bits that I thought they were defeated by a flat blade screwdriver. Right, let's quickly desolder these. We can lift the entire circuit board out and see what's going on the underside. So let's have a first look at what's in here. Except for the fact the tabs catch, so I'm going to have to bend them slightly. Just enough so we can get everything clear, he said, hopefully. This one's causing the most issue. There we go. And there we are. So we can actually see everything. We've got the character ROM, 2 program ROMs, a 74 HC-20, and working RAM. So nice. So having 2K on board, for the earlier ones, it's not a huge amount of memory. They did a version, release version, a version 2.1, and then the version 3 is the final one, which upped that working RAM to 4K. Now, there are no caps on this board, so I'm just going to pop some deoxit into the socket. We need to clean up these because they're quite badly tarnished. You can see the lines and marks on both sides, and then we can reassemble. So out comes good old Rudolph, seeing as it's, well, end of November. And with the cartridge back together, we can pop this to the side and have a look at the keyboard. Now, the keyboard itself is actually not too bad. It's going to need just a tiny bit of a clean. Interesting that they left, that's obviously one of the support points for the injection molding process, but on the top surface, and didn't hide it under a sticker or something else. Right, 6 Phillips screws, and we're in. And there we are. We have one small circuit board, single capacitor, so not too bad to replace. We have the lower case, which is actually quite clean. There's a little bit of dust, but not a huge amount, and that will just get vacuumed out. I can just remove all of this now, and it can certainly do with a little bit of a spruce up, but nothing major. The keyboard, well, a little bit dusty on the underside. It has had maybe a little bit of liquid, but it hasn't gone far, so that's good. The keys themselves are quite clean. I'll give them just a very basic spruce up. I don't want to disturb this until I've tested and made sure that the membrane is fine, because I'm not sure you'll be able to get these anymore. There are a couple of odd dust bunnies, which I've just spotted. So let's just remove that. There we go. And I will give this a quick vacuum as well. However, the top case, that seems to be what's held all of the carcasses of whatever was in here. So typical Japanese. We'll get this away, we'll give it a clean, and we'll do a recap on that first. And that cap's now replaced. It was quite a bit of a pain because quite a large ground plane on the top surface and a reasonable one on the bottom as well. Right, let's pop this to the side. I'll go and clean the case, and then we can do some reassembly. So here we are at testing. Couple of long life batteries. At the moment, we'll start with it off. We are cartridge in, connected at the front. So let us find out what happens when we power on. Absolutely nothing if you don't switch on at the wall. 2 seconds. Let's try that again, shall we? And apparently this is the normal screen you're expected to see from the cartridge. And everybody says this is quite annoying because it takes a little bit to get through. Let's turn the volume up slightly. I have no idea. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my goodness. I may have to actually go and... Oh, no, here we go. Great. Okay. Now, from what I can gather, the basic that's in here was actually designed more around game playing. So they had basic commands in for sprites and sound and a whole bunch of other things. I'm not really worried too much about that. I just want to see that this works. Yay, 2K free. Right, first of all, does the keyboard work? Okay, everything... Oh, not definitely. Right, CLS is a standard command. So, can we actually do this? Okay, so it doesn't like something in 10. Okay, is it constrained by screen size? Okay, so let's just do... Yes, I think it's constrained by screen size, but can you believe this is running on what is effectively an ES? What on earth? This is just crazy, absolutely crazy, but it's all working. Now, question is, if I switch it off, I've got backup off, what happens? So let's try that. Oh, we've got to go through that boot sequence again. Let's just skip this. Okay, we've skipped through all that. Well, you did, I didn't. I had to go through it all again. And there's nothing there. Okay, I'm going to switch off. I'm going to switch back up on. And we'll try again. See you in a second. Okay, with backup on, it's giving me a warning. Right, let me get my Google Translate and we'll find out what that says. Okay, that just didn't work. Every time I tried to check the screen, it just did weird things and it it gave me Google Translate just did not work. So I did a bit of digging, and it's a bit convoluted to get it to save stuff, and it saves the contents of WRAM, which is the work RAM. Yeah, it's a bit of a faff, so I'm not going to bother, because that's really for a programming video, how to use and all the rest of it. But what I did find out, if I hold down the T key while powering on, it takes me straight to the menu, and I can go straight in. So that's great. Quite happy with that. But yeah, this is working. This is absolutely perfect. So nice. Yeah, just a shame it was never designed to work with the disk system, because obviously you've got a cartridge in where the disk system goes, and Nintendo just never released a basic that was designed to work with it, or an adapter to allow both to run at the same time. So a bit of a shame there, because I think they missed a trick, especially seeing as by the time this came out, the ability to load and save from tape was getting a bit long in the tooth. Just a little bit. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on either the next Retro Crazy or the next Retro Crazy Mini Bite.